and welcome to the Celebration Space. My name is Kaylee Phelps, and today we're going to be talking about how to organize your essentials when you're on the go. So for a lot of us, that looks like a purse or a bag. For me right now, that looks like a much bigger bag than I'm normally carrying. But I figure we can kind of talk about how I like to organize my resources, what resources I keep in my bag, and some different tips and tricks I've learned along the way. So we're gonna dive in by just taking a look at the bag itself and what all is in there. So I like this bag a lot because it's very structured and it has a couple different pockets. So it has this nice long crossbody bag resource, and then also having this so that I can just carry it on my elbow or on my shoulder. And then it has this flap in the front where I normally keep my phone and my keys just so that they're nice and accessible. And then when you open this up, it also has a secret pocket in the back. So we'll start with the main compartment and then go to that back compartment. So I like to keep a notebook everywhere I go. I also like to keep, if I have a grocery list or any kind of receipts that I'm taking something back, just to put these in the front of this so that I know where any loose papers are that I want to actually keep, not throw away. So I keep that in there. Then I have my wallet. I have a small little petite wallet, mostly because I usually carry smaller bags and I like to have it be accessible from different bags. So in this side, I usually keep my cash and then any rewards cards or my insurance cards or even my college ID is still floating around in there. And then on this side, I have my credit cards just so that it's pretty neat and organized. I try to keep it pretty slim just so that it's not bulging out. Then I have my mask. I keep a mask in my purse. I keep a mask in my car just in case I'm on the run. I do oftentimes just grab my keys and my phone because on the back of my phone, I love having a little pocket with a ring so I can just put it on my middle finger and it's kind of like its own purse where I have my driver's license and my main credit card, debit card from my bank. So that's the main card that I use and it's right there convenient on the back. So if I forget to bring my purse with me, I always have a mask in the car and I always have a mask in my purse as well. And then I have my glasses. So I have both of them in cases. So these are just regular glasses. I have a pretty low prescription. So, but this is useful if I'm going to a movie or a show and I want to be able to see further distances or it's really cloudy and dark out. Obviously not doing a ton of that right now, but it's nice to have them on hand. And then these are my prescription sunglasses. So these are really useful for when I'm driving. I actually just got these. I used to really just drive with regular glasses and put down my sun protector, but yeah, these are definitely a game changer, so highly recommend them. And then I have my hand sanitizer. So I really love this hand sanitizer from Trader Joe's. It's grapefruit and lemon. So I just did a video recently of my multi-purpose spray that I use, and I actually put grapefruit and lemon oils in that. So it seems to just kind of be a trend, nice for the summer, and also has those added cleaning benefits and disinfectant benefits. So it smells really good and it's nice and convenient and it sprays, which I like. So then I'm going into some of the smaller items on the side of the bag. So these three items kind of come out all together just because they're kind of tucked in. So I always have business cards with me. You never know when you're going to connect with someone. So I like to keep this on hand, and when I receive business cards, I like to tuck them into the front of this notebook so that I know to follow up and they kind of are just right there as a red flag. And then I have my headphones. So they are in a Beats case. They are not Beats headphones, but this is really nice and convenient. I have two sets of headphones in here, and then I have an adapter. So one set of headphones has a normal plug-in, another one has the new plug-in for an iPhone. So, and then I have that adapter. And lastly, in this little set, I have a reusable straw that I got from donating to my local NPR station. So it's really nice and easy trying to reduce my use of single-use plastics, and I am a straw girl. So I like to bring this with me if I go out to restaurants or if I have it on the go, making sure I'm getting all of my water. And then last but certainly not least in this main section is my charger. So I like to keep a really long charger in my purse, just because usually if you're using this on the go, I've been trapped at the airport or different places where I need a long charger so that I'm not right up against the wall next to the trash can in the Atlanta airport. Or if you are at a restaurant, you might need it. The plug-in might be under the booth and you want your phone on top of the table so that you don't forget about it on the seat. Different things like that. I think it's really just useful to have. I have a car charger as well, but I like having this in my purse just in case someone else around me or I need a charge. And my car charger just has the HDMI plug-in, whereas I like to make sure that I have one of these little outlet plugins so that it's always accessible, and if someone else needs something charged with an HDMI, I always have this as well. So that is the main section of my bag. So this is all, it's just a black hole now, and then I'm gonna go to the back section where I have some smaller items. So I always like to carry around 2 pens, because just in case I need one, someone else needs one, or one of them dies. There's nothing worse than having a notebook and a pen and the pen doesn't work. So I always have 2 pens that I keep to kind of complement this notebook. I also have some other items in here that are just smaller. I'll get all of them out at one time and just kind of adjust them individually. So I have a little roll-on perfume, which I think is important just to be able to freshen up, make sure that you're smelling good while you're out and about, especially in Atlanta in the summer or wherever you are, just making sure that you have this so that you feel a little more confident. And then I do have a hand salve, so I do have smaller hand lotions, which I could probably get away with in this big bag. But I often, like I said, have smaller purses that are just crossbody bags. So I like to have this small little Burt's Bees hand salve that gets the job done. And then I have chapstick, always chapstick. I have one in just about every room in my house, in my car, and obviously in my purse. And then a couple of other things. I like to carry Band-Aids just in case someone else needs one or I need one, or I get, you know, a scab on the back of my heel or anything like that. And then I have been carrying wet ones. This isn't something I typically carried pre-global pandemic, but I think it's really important. I'm not flying right now, but I did have a flight coming back right at the beginning of COVID. Like, I flew out to California before it really was a big deal, and then it became a big deal while I was out there. So this was really useful to have. I had masks weren't required yet, or really like a recommended thing yet. So I did have these and had my hand sanitizer, and I wiped down everything around me. So I'm not typically using these a ton, but I think that they're useful at the grocery store if you want to wipe down handles or anything like that. So that's everything in my bag. I do, like I said, keep my phone and my keys up front. And a couple of things that I don't typically keep in my bag, but I do want to note is I could fit this little change purse in here. I don't typically carry change because even though this is small, it is mighty, and I have quite a bit of change that I collect in here. So I keep this in a drawer. I really love this. It's kind of a keepsake item that I got from Italy. So I do collect change. I just don't carry it around with me just because it's a little bit heavy. And then I do have a little pill case that I'll sometimes bring with me if I need supplements or if I have a headache coming on or anything where you might need that. So I think that's something that should be in a lot of people's purses or essentials, but I don't necessarily carry it around every day, but it's a good thing to have on hand. If you do have, I have an example of one of my purses that I typically carry around, which literally has no structure, no pockets, no anything. So to help organize some of the that I use, so for example, I have one of these little jewelry sachets that if you have smaller items, so I would put the chapstick, the hand salve, the little roll-on perfume and Band-Aids in this so that when I put it into the bigger bag, it's easier to find rather than trying to just let it roll around in the black hole that is a bigger purse, or even a small purse if it just goes to the bottom. And then also, it's not, you know, the prettiest thing, but things that go together, such as, you know, these 3 items that I said kind of tuck away on the side of my purse. If you have a bag that has no structure and you just have some items that kind of are the same size that you don't use often, putting a rubber band around them just to keep them together so that you know this little pod has these 3 things will just keep items pretty organized in a smaller bag that has no structure. So those are a couple recommendations if you do have a bag without pockets, or if you're trying to restructure something of your own. Also, just one of the things that I think is really important to keeping your bag or your car or something transitionary clean is to get out any of those pieces of trash. So I usually have old grocery receipts or grocery lists or different kinds of things that I typically put in the front of this bag just because it's built in, and I know that I'm going to be reaching in here for my phone and my keys. So I know that if they're right here, I kind of have that reminder to get it out. But if you don't have a space like that, just keeping a bag in your purse or in your car, just where you can throw things into it, can be helpful, and just kind of keeping it right at front of mind so that you're getting the trash out of your car or out of your bag will be really helpful, just to keep this minimized and to have only the essentials that you need. So that is a little bit about my bag and some of the tips and tricks that I've learned along the way. I think everyone's bag is going to be a little bit different. This is a big bag for me, but if you have kids, and I've been a nanny, you're definitely going to have a bigger bag with probably some more first aid stuff, probably some more snacks, probably some more games, probably more things that look like a book that can be fun on the go. But yeah, those are some of my essentials. I hope that some of these tips and tricks were helpful. And until next time, enjoy celebrating today.